Now, of course, there is going to be a lot more on the ballot than just the governor's race. You'll also choose your state legislators and your congressional representatives. And today, Oregon got another step closer to finalizing the districts you'll vote in 2022. So many steps. Earlier this year, lawmakers redrew the state's legislative and congressional maps as part of the redistricting process that happens every 10 years with the new census. But those maps got challenged in court, mostly by Republicans who believe the new district boundaries unfairly favor Democrats. However, one of these, argued that Democrats drew a state house district so that one of their own members would lose his seat. There he is. Democratic State Representative Marty Wilde represents part of Southeast Eugene, but the new map makes his district a lot more rural and more likely to be won by a Republican. Wilde is not part of the lawsuit, but he says he supports it. He claims he's being punished for planning to challenge Democratic Senator Floyd Przansky in a primary for his seat. Well, today, the state Supreme Court threw out that lawsuit, along with another one challenging the new legislative maps. The court said basically these challengers were not able to prove the new maps violated any laws. However, Oregon's new congressional map is still in limbo. There is a separate lawsuit against that one claiming it's gerrymandered again to favor Democrats. A panel of judges has until this Wednesday to rule on that. So we'll let you know what they decide. In the meantime, in Washington, the redistricting process there is also kind of a mess right now. They're not doing any better. And unlike in Oregon, an independent bipartisan redistricting commission actually draws those maps instead of state lawmakers. But here's the problem. That group was supposed to submit their final maps last Monday, November 15th, but they missed their midnight deadline. As we know, that is a cardinal sin in the journalism world, and apparently it's not so great in the redistricting world either. The group released their plan the next day, but as any reporter will tell you, that does not cut it. The state Supreme Court has to decide now what these maps will look like. And the court, by the way, is not very happy with the commission missing that deadline. They are demanding, in fact, an exact timeline of what commissioners were actually doing, because most of their meetings were in secret. The court order literally says it is unclear what actions the commission took prior to midnight on November 15th, 2021, and it is unclear what actions the commission took after midnight on November 15, 2021. There are also allegations that this violated public meetings laws. So, like I said, it's kind of a mess right now in Washington. One lesson in all of this: deadlines matter. You can hear our bosses applauding from here. Very nice.